Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. Saints Block Party podcast brought to you by Precious Works LLC. And this is the review pod for the New Orleans Saints taking on the San Francisco 49ers, a team that has been a thorn in the Saints and Saints fan side for a very long time. Taking place on Sunday in New Orleans in the Superdome. And this game looks very different than it did before the season started. I am one of your co-hosts, Adam, joined by my dude, Ryan, aka Wolf. We will be breaking down, previewing the San Francisco and Saints matchup. We're also going to talk a little bit about, just recapping a bit about the Cardinals game, just touching on it a little bit. I know you dive into the all 22, put up a great little like one pager for our Patreon. So I'm not going to, don't want to get too much into it. Patreon.com/Saints Block Party. If you want to check that out, and also talk about the Saints injuries with Julian Black. So we got some things to hit on for the preview, but it should, I put in this preview, Saints must beat the Niners, because to me, the way it's shaping up, if they don't win this game, I don't know how many other games that they win on their schedule. The Giants and the Dolphins are really the only other ones that look maybe winnable.
Yeah,
but
Panthers now, we'll see.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The Panthers, because the Panthers can be. You're right. Because the Panthers can be ran on. But you have a Niners team that likely will be out there starting quarterback. Brock Purdy likely will not be playing. George Kittle is on IR. Dwan Jennings, questionable. He didn't practice today. He got banged up in the last game, so we'll see what his status is. You gotta go win this game. Like this game is on the platter for you if you're the Saints. And we'll get into like the preview, we'll get into the matchups, but I wanted to go back. Let's take time. Gotta take time.
Lord.
Real quick. It's gotta
follow.
The permanent unfollow. Listen, I'm going to preface this by saying I am a black man wearing a salmon shirt on a podcast. If you can't tell behind me, that is an album cover of a Taylor Swift album and a Sarah McLachlan album. For the longest time, I have never given shit what people think about me. And frankly, like, I never really will, because I don't care.
I can honestly say you're one of a kind, brother. One of a kind.
True. So, I want to really quickly shout out to Michael Morgan with the $1.99 super chat. He said he has the Niners 17-13. Had us waiting for us in the chat before we even started recording.
Much love.
There's this notion. I want to first give actual thought and prayers to those in Colorado. There's another school shooting in America. We wake up and here it is
every day
in our face. But Luke said, dressed like you're going to a gender reveal. Is it a boy or girl? You don't know. Looking like fresh cotton candy on this goddamn podcast. But Charlie Kirk gets assassinated today. Obviously, it's a big story on social media. And I want to be clear. Because I know, like, people came at me online and was like, I was fans of the podcast, but now, like, I'm not you're celebrating his death. Um, I didn't wake up today and think out loud, you know what be it would be a great thing if Charlie Kirk died. Nope, never. Like that thought did not leave my brain. It didn't leave my lips at all. But what isn't gonna happen is that someone who has a platform, racist, transphobic, hates women, um, that's been the platform of just an awful person, and that's what your platform has been built on. I'm not going to show any remorse or empathy if you happen to no longer be on this earth. I will save that for people who actually deserve that. And I will feel no way about that. And if you don't want to listen to this podcast and you have an issue with it, then truly, we don't need the support. You can unfollow, you can block all of that because we simply don't care. Because what's more important than football is real life shit. And saying, oh, even someone in the Discord, oh, it was differing opinion. Okay, don't insult my fucking intelligence. That's one thing we're not gonna do today is insult my fucking intelligence. Ain't gonna happen. So I set my little piece on it. People want to still come at me. I'm gonna be right here. My block button is always ready because I'm not. The tweet stands. It's not coming down. So I just had to say what I had to say. That's all. That's it.
Get it off your chest, bro. Get it off your chest. Look, I mean, just you don't have to listen to us. We value everybody that checks out our podcast, that gives us a listen, that rock with us. Value y'all. We love y'all. But we dudes with our own opinions. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't rock with us, it is what it is. But I guess just on that note, if we're gonna speak on it, look, I don't like seeing anybody shot that's not doing any that's not committing a crime or violence against somebody, like active violence. I don't like the vision of that, somebody just sitting there getting shot in the neck by a sniper or something like that. So nobody's celebrating that. I mean, some people are. Some people are. I don't celebrate that. But we talking about a dude that literally trafficked in hate. Like that was his thing. You play in dirt, man, you get dirty, bro. I'm sorry. Like if you go around this world and you put yourself in some of the hottest, you could call it rhetoric all you want, but in some of the hottest topics that actually affect people's lives, whether it's their gender, your race, your uh
Being a human, it
being a
really just boils
human,
down
your
to
your
being a
citizen
human.
status of the country, it's like you put yourself in that position and you put yourself in this culture war. This culture war has been going on, for a while now. And if you won't be in a war, wars cost lives, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And you put yourself in there. I'm not wishing nobody harm or death, but this is the world we living in now, and it's been this world for a little while now, man, and it's getting dangerous. It's only gonna get worse. And that's what I don't like. I don't like the ratchet effect
Yep,
because it only gets worse from here, So for people who will probably look at this like, oh man, got him up out of here, be careful,
yep.
because things can get a lot worse, and so it's this feeling I've been having for years now.
But
Just
we've
it's
been
just
it's
it just makes me it's just a crazy time we live in right now, bro. Crazy time. The things we are seeing is not normal. It's just not normal. To
like
wake up and it's just like,
it hasn't been normal since 2016, bro.
bro,
Like
swear to God, swear to God, probably 2015. Like it just like things just went crazy. 2020 it went even crazier, and now it's just like we are literally. I can't even call it a movie because if it was a movie, you'd be like, man, this movie is like not believable. Like this
Not
isn't
believe.
realistic. This isn't a realistic movie. It's like it has just gotten out the box. But anyway, back to football.
Back to football. One thing in the chat, Cedric White said you can't have any empathy for constant hate. Just
Damn, bro.
perfect bow on it. Back to football. I know you went back, you rewatched. Well, the big thing that came out of the Saints game that we didn't know when we did the recap pod, Julian Blackman,
Yeah.
torn pec, done for the season.
Hmm.
Done. He had injury issues as a Colt, and looks like Jonas Sanker is in line to take over, man, that spot. The rookie third round pick, thrown in the fire. Thrown in the fire.
Oh,
You went back, you rewatched the all 22 of the offense, a little bit of the defense, most of the offense, I believe, though.
yeah.
Just quick general takeaways, just a brief synopsis of what you kind of came away with after like a deeper dive against the Cardinals of how they played.
I mean, overall, I came away feeling slightly positive, not like overly positive, but just slightly positive. Especially, I thought Spencer Rattler played fine for the most part. I thought he was poised, tough in the pocket, all the things we know Spencer Rattler to be. I thought he made really good decisions for the most part, um, accurate for the most part. It's the most part problem is the like it's just the consistency still ain't there yet. But I thought overall, man, like it was like 20th ish ranked quarterback production. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, oh, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it was fine. I thought it was
Right.
really good overall. Though, like with the offense, we talked about it on the last pod. It was very condensed. Whether that was by design from Kelly Moore, you could tell he was kind of conservative from his standpoint. Like he wasn't really trying to push the issue, and he kind of took what Arizona wanted to do and just kind of stayed within those confines. And when they did try to break out, it really didn't work. Um, but overall, I thought they did a pretty good job. It kept them in the game. I'd like to see them be a little more aggressive going forward. Um, but I thought for the first game, you got a young quarterback, new team, trying to get your team in rhythm. I thought it was a fine outing, and you had a chance to win the game in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So yeah, it was cool. It was cool going back and watch. I watched a ton of it. I don't even want to look at it anymore. I'm just like I am
Fed
done with
up.
this game. Like put it to bed. It's over. You know. But I think, bro, like I'm so fascinated to see that week one to week two. I think it's Sean Payton or somebody used to always say like that week one to week two adjustment is like one of the biggest things. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's
Mm,
when you really find out what's going on. Because you learn nobody knows what's going on week one. Nobody knows how you look, what you really got. Now you got that data. Now what do you do with it? You know what I'm saying? How do you switch it up? How do you adjust? And how quickly can you do it? That's what Sean
right.
Payton used to call it. Like it's like the race to adjust after week one or something like that.
Sherm, Ardu Sherm, shout out for the $2 super chat. Asked
Sure.
should more use more than 11 personnel, which means running back, one tight end. Like I guess like here's the thing. There were a couple of plays where AK and Kendra were on the field at the same time, which would be 21 personnel. The Saints just don't like they have Stoll out there a little bit. I know he at one point he went like 13 personnel. I just don't know. Like they don't have the personnel because in theory, if you want to go 12 personnel, you go 12 personnel. In theory, is that you would have Juwan out there, and then the other tight end typically needs to be somewhat of both a blocking threat and a receiving threat to give the defense put them in a quandary
Right.
Because if that other tight end is just strictly a blocking threat when that tight end's on the field, if it's 12 personnel, it's kind of a sign to the defense that the defense knows it's likely to be a run play and it's like
Right.
a giveaway. So like I don't know if they how the, the personnel to I'm not saying that it, but I think something we've talked about a lot about in the Discord, kind of just putting a bow and wrapping up the Cardinals game is one of the most disappointing things about that game, even though it was condensed, was there weren't any layups, right?
Yeah.
Everything, like you said, it had to be super pinpoint. There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, you know, I noticed it like there wasn't like a double move that Kellen called with the receivers. There wasn't any type of like crossers or anything like that. That is something that was a surprise that we didn't see. It was it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
Um, so
And when and
hopefully
when
those
and when
go
there
ahead.
were layups, it was like, smoke screens and bubble screens to the right or left and stuff like that. Which is like, you know what I'm saying? It just you just kind of want it more, man. Especially, okay, you got these wide receivers. All you wide receivers run 4-4 better. You know, like can we
Like
get these guys into space or something?
yeah,
Like,
let's like especially when you have a secondary of the Cardinals that was like essentially taking like was sticky with your receivers all day. You got to help them out. Like even if like you got to help them out in some type of way, help route concepts and things like that. That wasn't the plan on Sunday. And then something I've been talking about in the Discord is just I want to see Kellen make more adjustments, right? So obviously from that game they went in expecting a lot of exotic blitzes, a lot of like, heavy pressures. And Jonathan Gannon and his staff did a 180. Like they ran a lot of zones, a lot of
mhm,
making them take long drives down the field.
mhm.
And so I I was, we were very harping on Clint Kubiak for not making adjustments in the second half as OC. For Kellen, like as a head coach, kind of the same thing, bro. Like if you by the middle of the third quarter, like you notice, like oh shit, like they're not running these exotic blitzes. I might have more time than I thought going into this game. Let's adjust off of that. But the game plan was pretty much the same from start to finish. Like he kept with it. So going into this Niners game, I want to see those adjustments when there's opportunities to make adjustments. Because that's a big part of head coaching, especially as an offensive head coach. Like you got to be able to make adjustments.
Got to, bro. And I felt like when he came out the second half, I think that could have been the reason with the timeouts. I think he was just like, look, let's get on up in the locker room and kind of figure some things out because there was the drives were stalling. And when they came out the second half, they like quickly started going to Shaheed like 2-3 times in a
Right.
row. It was like Shaheed. Like let's get Shaheed involved. You could tell they just was like, we got to get Shaheed going, and it was working a little bit, but it still just kind of bunked out. They tried to run a little bit. They kept get stalled into runs. Then they'll get a penalty on third down, and they'll set them back, and then they'll get a drop pass here and there and stuff like that. So it just like the overall consistency just wasn't there. But you're right, man. Like I just want to see him. I just want to see him attack more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like don't just turn the lights off and missionary. You know what I'm saying? Like get up in there.
So we've seen that
You see,
for
I got some Pete Carmichael vibes a little bit. Like,
uh,
like go get it, brother. You know.
please, like what's what we hired you for? So let's see. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit. Someone asked, Alro asked, is Fuaga's knee good to go this week? He was a DMP today. I
DNP.
I don't listen for the long term health of him as a player. Because for this offensive line to reach its full capacity, you need a fully healthy Fuaga. Because you need
Yes.
him and Banks to be your bookends. Like everyone's talking about, oh, how great the Jets and Fashano and Membu. The Saints, in theory, have that too, but you
Hmm.
didn't really get to see it because Fuaga knee crept up in training camp, and I feel like, and I know he wasn't on the injury report last week, but I felt like they probably played him against the Cardinals when they probably shouldn't have, and
Yeah,
maybe that's a Fuaga thing where he probably
felt like
tried
he
to
could
tough
push
through,
through.
push through, but he wasn't himself. Like he
You could
wasn't
see it.
himself
You could see it
in that game,
immediately. He was getting whooped, bro. He was getting whooped, and they pulled him out. That tells you everything. They pulled him out. It was not. He was a liability into that game early. You know what I'm saying? So,
which is
um,
which is not which is not how Fuaga
not how he
plays, like
plays. Right?
at
Exactly.
all.
Exactly. So yeah, get him healthy, man. And look, I'll say this: like I didn't focus on Richards, who they got from Dallas.
Asim,
Um, I seen Richards, but like when I did look at him, it was like okay, like he wasn't great. Like he had a couple times he got beat and stuff like that, but it wasn't like, ooh, get this guy out of here. Like he is
right?
not. He is. He was like, okay, fine. Like give him a week of preparation and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately,
Oh boy,
this week
oh
he
boy,
go, he
a,
going
a,
to just
mo-
a
a
pissed off.
motivated Nick Bosa nigga. Oh my god,
He was already motivated week one. I went back and watched. I was watching some of
bro,
that
he
49ers.
playing
And,
out of his
God
mind, bruh.
damn.
The way he ended the game and essentially won the game for the Niners, bruh. Like he pushed Abe Lucas into Sam Darnold, causing a forced fumble. Game was over. Game was over, bruh. Oh, I literally yelled out loud on the couch next to Jay. It had to be a black right tackle. Like I literally yelled. Black's just taking L after L. Alfred Andrews asked, "Do you think Vele and Palmer get more burn this week?" I think Vele will. The
Yeah.
Palmer thing is going to be interesting. I would not be surprised if Palmer is inactive again.
Mhm. Agree.
Um, I think I still advocate those snaps, those Cook snaps should be going to Tipton and Trey Palmer. But
Hey man, Cook showed a little wiggle. It's a little wiggle. But
I guess
I don't see that speed though, bro. That speed. I'm like, that ain't the Cooks I remember.
no,
Um,
it's looking a little different. Um, before we really dive into this Niners preview pod, take a second. We're gonna hear from our guy Bajan at Precious Works, and then we'll come back and really dive into this Niners game after the break. Yo, what up, Wolf? What are you looking at?
man, I'm checking out this website. This site is cheeks, bro.
In 2025? How do you have a crappy website? Couldn't be me.
They need to hit up our guy Bijan with Precious Works. Precious Works offers to not only build you a website that's tailored to you and your customers' needs, but also to continue to manage and maintain it so you can focus on your business. Don't have much time? Precious Works is just what you need. No out of the box stuff like Squarespace or Wix. Precious Works will create a site for you. You won't have to worry about plugin updates, security, or things like that because Precious Works will maintain all of that and be available to you 24/7. Bijan set up Saints Block Party Podcast website for us a few years ago and hit it out the park. He also keeps it up to date and helps us anytime we want to add something new like a form or prospect matching tool that we did for the NFL draft. It's like having your own personal developer just a text or a call away. Precious Works has worked with everyone from small businesses to large firms, so no job is too big or too small. If you're in the need of a website or you currently have one, but you want to upgrade it, give Bijan a holler at Precious Works. You can get with him at Bijan at Precious Works, Bijon at precious.works, or go to precious.works for his website. Make sure to tell him Saints Block Party sent you.
Okay, we are back. And so before we dump into, Michael said I still think Brock Purdy might play. The Niners play the Cardinals after us and have to win. I think it's a very 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 long shot for Purdy to play, like a very long shot. He was a
He has a
DNP
toe
today.
and a shoulder, right?
Yeah, it's a toe and a shoulder. And it's being reported that not only is he a long shot to play on Sunday, but he may miss like multiple weeks in
Mm.
terms of like of games. What's so this news comes out of all the Niners ailments. What are your thoughts before we get into like the actual schematics of the game? What are your thoughts when you hear this going into this game of Saints Niners with all the Niners injuries?
I mean, take that as an opportunity, man. Like, because this game was looking like a instant L, a week ago. Now, even though it's still favored, it's still a better team than the Saints. I mean, now you got a little chance. You got a little chance. Like Mac Jones, he got some game to him. He's at Shanahan University right now. So if Mac Jones come out, maybe he looks a little better, which I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking a little better in his offense.
He
But
and last year he went on some heaters, just throwing
with
crazy
the
to
Jags, yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. last year too.
Right. So like he's definitely a capable quarterback. So, don't sleep on Mac Jones. He could do just enough to keep them in the game. Plus, Christian McCaffrey and their run
Oh,
game, like,
that's the story of the game right there, bro.
and they gonna run the piss out the ball, bro. They are gonna run the piss. And Shanahan's so crazy. Like I can see him coming out with a throw for Mac Jones, just to,
Mm-hmm.
just because everybody's gonna be expecting me to run. I'm about to run this bootleg and deep down the
That's
field. So but I still like you got to try to take advantage and try to get this one though. But that defense is not what it was. Like especially the names, not what it was. A year or two ago, 2 years ago, whatever. They're kind of not rebuilding, but kind of retooling and reshuffling and everything. But it's still a good defense. It's a tough out. I think they're favored by 3 now,
we
which is
looked
going
right
down a
before the
little bit.
pod. It was two.
2.
Yeah, and then like like 2 weeks ago before the season started, it was +7.
I mean, you got a chance, Saints. You got a chance. So if you could steal a win here, bro, honestly, bro, I just want to get this haven't won a game thing off monkey off Rattler back, bro. Like it's annoying at this point. Very annoying.
Right.
Because I can think of 2 games in particular where he had a legit chance to win. And it's just a nasty thing to hang over you because you can come with
Oh,
all the
for
little
sure.
excuses. You can
Yeah,
come with like,
yeah.
oh well, he didn't have this player, but don't matter. He ain't win a game.
A game.
You ain't win a game, bruh. Go get this dub, man. Go get this dub over the 40 fucking Niners.
Go get it.
Please.
So you brought up that this defense, the Niners defense, isn't the defense of the past. If I'm Kellen, like one of the stories matchups of this game to me is I need Kellen to run the ball at the 49ers. I get they have Fred Warner, but their front as a whole, and I get they drafted Mikael Williams in the draft or this past draft. Their front and their interior is not the same. Trevor Penning was a DNP, so he's probably not going to. I would guess likely not play on Sunday. That said, I don't care. You have AK and you have Kendre, who should be getting more touches until he shows that he doesn't deserve them. Run the ball with you just came from Philly. Run the ball with your backs. Even early if it shows that it's not working. Like you gotta
Yeah.
be consistent with it.
Stick with it.
Stick with it. And that's like to me, if that's how you can wear down that defense. Because it's even with all the injuries, it's not gonna be an easy game for them to win. And you have Robert Saleh who's come back for the 49ers, and he's even though the talent isn't there, he's injected that old like Robert Saleh like umph on the defense. You saw that
Yeah.
last week. But the Niners secondary are still susceptible. And so, like we talked about earlier, take advantage of it. Like, I get it. You have to be selective, especially with Nick Bosa, who's going to be going against likely Asim Richards as right tackle. Got to figure out what, I don't know if that plan is going to be. And I don't want too many situations where if it's a drop back and Asim Richards is like locked up man to man on Nick Bosa. If you do that too many times, like that's bad coaching. Like you're
Yeah,
asking to get beat.
yeah.
But
Get him some help, man. Like, please, chip,
please,
slide protection, whatever you got to do. Like, go in there with the mindset like we got to neutralize Nick Bosa every time, and every time team does that, and he defeats that, which is why he's a great player. But still, like, don't give it to him. Like, don't have him on an island with Asim Richards on 3rd and 8. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh God,
what are we doing? Like, what are we
don't do
doing here?
no, don't do that. But I also feel like our receivers match up decently well with their secondary
Yeah,
because
man.
so like you should be able to take advantage of, if you have the time, you should be able to take advantage of their defense, selectively. It just has to be executed. It has to be executed well. And I'm just waiting. I'm really curious to see how it unfolds and if they're going to be able to pull it off.
Saints have like 1 week of tape to show the world right now. So like if I'm killing more, like they've seen all these routes where the wide receivers are stopping and sitting in
Mm-hmm.
zones, and these little wide receiver screens to the perimeter and stuff like that.
Do a
Man,
fake
some
off
out
that.
and ups,
Fake a wide receivers. Bruh.
some stop and goals, some sluggo seams, some. Hey, come on, man! Like you could work off that because I'm telling you, them corners are going to be biting. They're going to be sitting
Biting.
and biting, flat-footed, and you could get them. You could get them. Number 20, I forgot his name. What is it? Upton Stout? What is it?
Stout. Yeah. Up the
Stout.
stout.
Yeah, good corner. He plays aggressive, feisty corner, but he could be. You could get some balls on him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not a perfect corner at all. Um, Fred Warner, bro. I mean, I was watching the All 22. I was just like, golly, like this dude literally neutralizes offenses. Like it's amazing to watch. Like just as a fan of football, like golly, this dude here is ridiculous. So you got to get him. You don't want like all the little cute perimeter stuff you like to do. Like he taking it out. He is getting
Out.
there in a
Out,
hurry.
nigga.
He taking it out. You got to get over his head. You got to kind of attack around him. You can't just pull him into the mix and getting him.
Mm-mm.
You don't want him working downhill. And even the other linebackers, what is it, D Winter?
D Winters, who
Yeah,
he's a good young player, bro. He's
good young player, bro. He popped to me. So
I see a lot of the Niners, obviously for obvious reasons because of Jay, but like D Winters is his new running mate, and definitely like kind of taking over like that Greenlaw role
yeah,
next
exactly,
to Fred Warner.
exactly. But I mean, but like you said, the front just not that stout. Like
Mm-mm.
you could run on them, bro. Like
Can,
if I'm
bruh.
killing, I'm running at them. Like I am
At
going
them. At them,
right,
bruh.
pulling guards. I'm coming, wham. I'm pulling tight ends, running wham plays. I'm coming right downhill. And maybe it's only 3-4 yards in the beginning, but like just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
I'm
keep
and
on
I'm
doing
doing it and I'm doing it consistently until the Niners can show me that they can stop it. Like honestly, I'm going right at them. Like they've invested, I think two picks in the draft, this past draft on defensive interior linemen who, at least in like training camp preseason, have not been living up to expectation.
it. They got
So,
Michael Williams playing inside, man. Like,
well,
yeah, he looked a little bigger too. I was like,
what
I
are they
don't know.
what are
Yeah,
they doing?
I don't know, bro.
Not
I don't,
not not our problems. Not
not
our
my
problems.
problem. We did our prospect of the weeks. That's done.
shout out. We have 63 concurrent viewers right now. So we
Thank
appreciate
y'all.
y'all. Please like and subscribe. Make sure you have that bell on to get every notification when we drop something new. Definitely appreciate y'all and all the support. Uh, I wanted, like you said, I think something you were hitting on was good when you're kind of going through like the breakthrough of the Cardinals game was like most of the time with this Niners defense. If the Saints want to win, I think the offense as a whole, this also falls on Rattler. That most of the time needs to be kind of taken away. Like Rattler needs like his accuracy needs to be better, more consistent, just overall. If Kellen is calling deeper, more aggressive shots, whether it be double moves or deeper down the field or whatever, accuracy deeper down the field needs to be better
Yes.
overall. Can't be most of the time because you have to, and they didn't really do it against the Cardinals, and that's why they were able to play so condensed the entire game because the Cardinals didn't really were never really they were tried deep like twice, maybe the entire
Right.
game.
Right.
So if you don't really try a team deep, then they don't have that threat, right? And so Rattler and the offense as a whole has to like be better. And I want to see, and we saw this a little bit in the Monday Night Football game with the Vikings and the Bears, also with Ben Johnson and the Bears offensively, a new head coach, the penalties. The Bears had a lot of pre-snap illegal formation
Huge.
penalties, um, and things like that. Just like the Saints, not I don't think they had as many, but it was just something I was watching. I was like, same thing. That has to be improved at home.
Got
Has
to.
to be improved.
Got to. And he knows it. They brought in NFL officials this week to work with the team and, hopefully improve on that because they got to. Like that. That cost them. I don't know if it cost them the game last week, but it damn near did. Like those were drive killers. They happened at the worst times.
The
When
worst
the offense
times.
was
Woof.
getting momentum and stuff like that, just snap the momentum out. So you can't do that against the 49ers. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot like that. Um, what else about it? As far as like Rattler, accuracy is the number one thing, bro. Like, cause he's kind of he could be frustrating watching at times because he makes 3 or 4 throws a game that's just like you're like, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that there it is. That's the Rattler I'm looking for. Like he had that pass to Jawan Johnson where he just layered in between 3 defenders. And Jawan went up and got it. It's like just beautiful, just chef kiss. He'll hit a pass on like a deep out. It's just beautiful, accurate on time with the anticipation. But then at times, you know, you could tell that Kellen Moore is getting Rashid on a quick hitter where if you hit him, he'll do a pirouette and have open space in front of him. But like Greg Cosell said on this podcast, I don't know if it was this year or last year,
I think it was
sometimes
last year.
Rattler is a see it, throw it
See
type
it,
of
throw
guy.
it. Mm-hmm.
So when you do that, you're hitting Rattler. I mean, you're hitting Shaheed where he is instead of where he potentially should be
Should be.
when he could get like a lot of space to run. So that's still one of the things that bugaboos Rattler, and he knows it. I think in the press of the day, he talking about trying to improve his accuracy. So he knows he needs to get better on those things. So when those opportunities present themselves against the 49ers, man, he has to be on point. Has to be on point because the
Has to be.
Saints are going to need like 2 or 3 big plays. You can't play this game close to the vest like you did against the Cardinals. And the good thing is, at least potentially, like if you look at the all 22 and just take a snapshot of the 49ers defense and the Cardinals defense, it's like night and day. Like you look at the 49ers and I'm not gonna call it simplistic, but it's like, okay, I know what I'm looking at. It's
Right.
like, yeah, 4 down linemen, 2 cornerbacks,
Yeah, yeah,
2 safeties, you got your 2 linebackers. I know with the Cardinals, it's just like
yeah.
let me decipher this and figure it out.
Bruh.
Then after the snap, it's changing some more. So I
And
think you're good.
the, I was just gonna say the crazy thing I I heard. Well, I didn't hear it a lot. I didn't see it a lot, but I did see it a little bit. I think like on TikTok, someone commented, and then a little bit online, like on Twitter, just a little bit. They're like, "Oh, well, if Shuck had started against the Cardinals, we would be 1-0."
What? Okay, man. Okay. That would have been a disaster. Disaster. I could confidently say that. I could confidently say that
Confidently
would have
say
been
it, Wolf.
a disaster, bro.
And this is not throwing shade at Tyler Shuck.
Not at all.
It would have been a mess. It would have been a mess. And it's interesting how week 1 was by far Rattler's most complete game,
Mm-hmm.
but you still also saw the elements of his game that it's still frustrating,
Yeah.
right? But you also saw his growth as well. So it's one of those things where there was a lot of positives, but you also saw the
Yeah.
elements of his game that was still frustrating. You brought up the really really good point about the differences between the Niners defense pre-snap, post-snap compared to the Cardinals, because it's completely different. Like you can actually like identify like, oh, 54 is the mic, like
Right.
that type of thing.
Exactly.
Um as
And
opposed
it
to
and
going against the Cardinals. Yeah.
it just makes that much. Yeah, it doesn't like their defense still good.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the thing. Like they could do it. They could be simple and still wreak havoc. But it's just like it's less of a mental like processing you have to do and stress on the mental. Where you could just go ahead out there and function. So it's just one less thing you got to do. If you're Spencer Rattler, you just got to go out there and execute and be precise, and hope your athletes can out athlete theirs. You know what I'm saying? Which
Right.
tough.
It is. So let's flip it over. Before we flip it over, let's hear from our sponsor from Underdog, and then we come back. We're going to wrap up, talk about the Saints defense going against the Niners offense, which is likely to be quarterbacked by Mac Jones. We will come back right after this break.
Football is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than Underdog. It's the easiest way to make picks and win money all season long. Here's how it works. You make your picks. If you're right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play as little as for $1. This week, I'm looking at the Bucks versus Falcons matchup. I got Mike Evans for higher than 1 touchdown and Kyle Pitts for lower than 50 yards. That's my card. Now it's your turn. Just download the Underdog app, sign up with promo code Block Party, and you'll get $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code Block Party. Millions of fans have already won billions on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
We are back. So, Chase Young, another DMP today. Very, very frustrating.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, bro.
We'll see. Like maybe he might, be ready and be out there on Sunday. We'll see. Maybe he wants to get back at his old team. But this game is going to be a test. I felt like they answered the call in terms of the run defense being better. I gave him like a B plus. If I were to grade, I gave him like a B plus against the Cardinals. Really did a good job overall on James Conner. They did give that big run, gave up the big run to Trey Benson for the 50-yard scamper in the game. Shout out to freaking Big Creep for chasing him down. Like that was
Oh man, that's a great Great hustle play.
Super impressive, and led to only them getting 3 points on that drive. But this is, to me, like, this is the grade level. Like, this is a final exam in terms of how much improved is your run defense, but also what also is going to concern me from this game a lot is the areas that C-Mac can beat you is not just as a runner, it's in the passing game. And there's no one on the Saints defense who can match up with him in the passing game. No one. DeMario can't, Pete Warner can't, no one can. So that's what worries me. Like, this game centers around Christian McCaffrey and the Saints being able to potentially slow him down.
No question, bro. And just the eye candy, Kyle Shanahan likes to use and all that stuff. You could just see Christian McCaffrey getting loose. DeMario Davis, look, he on status, we know, but he's still like our poor man's Fred Warner, bro. Like, he flies to the ball, so we're gonna need him to be on point. Pete Werner played a pretty good game.
Played a pretty goddamn good game. Woof.
Typical Pete Werner, wasn't really flashy, just clock in, clock out. Did his job. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good old Pete Werner. Wouldn't mind seeing a little stunner man action in this game, even if he's not starting, but just, depending on the personnel they're going against. If they're going against heavy personnel, let's get 3 linebackers on the field. Why not,
Because you are going to obviously see a lot of C-Mac. You're going to see a lot of Kyle Juszczyk. I do expect them potentially to lean on Juszczyk a lot to help with the absence of George Kittle. And he is great at blocking, but he's also great in the passing game as well. So to counteract that, like you said, maybe going, utilizing 3 linebackers would be good to kind of maybe counterbalance that.
Now, I was kind of surprised that they did somewhat let Kool-Aid shadow Marvin Harrison in his last game. Didn't go great. But it wasn't terrible. But
it was you. He probably didn't have as bad as a game as it felt he did watching it live.
The deep ball is the worst. That deep ball he allowed was like the low light. You know what I'm saying? I think it made everything look worse than it was.
Yes, because it's like he's there in coverage, and people were like, I saw someone say like you can't. Oh, I think it was Jayden that from like Boot Crew, and saying like it was a great pass, but it's like he's a corner. He never looks to identify it. He never tries to like force a pass break, because like typically as a corner you're taught that if the receiver puts his hands out to catch the ball to attack, it was a bad rep. It was a bad corner rep. But he made other plays in the game that probably went unnoticed, and so maybe like his overall performance wasn't as bad as it seemed. But listen, Ricky Pearsall, our girl Jordan Reed's player, that came out wrong, was putting it on the Seahawks week 1.
Yeah, bro. He good. He's a good route runner too, man. So
smooth with it.
Smooth with it, bro. Smooth with it. And it's that. Like, look, you might probably gonna have Mac Jones, so will that chemistry be there and stuff like that? Maybe not. But you don't want him. You want to at least get him out the paint. Force Mac Jones to have to go to Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Kendrick Bourne and all those guys. Force him to have to go that direction. Jawan Jennings, if he plays, because you don't want him and Purcell getting funky on you. Kittle is out is huge because
also it's huge for the Niners run game too.
Major for their run game. So look, the defense got a chance, man. Like it's going to be interesting with Sanker in there. I want to also say, can Justin Reed come back to me, brother? Like you were the key offseason addition. Praise your leadership. Kelly Moore, like literally wanted you on the team, really wanted you, was excited to have you. Struggled versus the Cardinals from my eyes. With missed tackles, a couple of missed assignments. Yeah, like just didn't have a great game, bro. And very disappointing. But I know he could play better. It wasn't anything physical. It was
Right.
definitely just a guy that's still trying to get his footing in a defense, which is a hard defense, very complicated, communication intensive defense to learn. So I just want to see him like be that player that we know you are. We know you've been with the Chiefs and all that stuff. Make those tackles, bro. Like don't miss those key tackles on third down. Be in the right zones, in the right spaces when you're reading the different coverages that's coming out. We're gonna need him to play that game because he's gonna be the last line of defense a lot for a lot of
Yeah.
those Christian McCaffrey plays that come flying out the
Yep.
backfield stuff.
Um, he is. I think having not that Blackman was bad at it, but potentially Sinker's physicality in
Yeah.
this game, I think, will be helpful. Now, I think the downsides of that is when you have someone like Kyle Shanahan who uses motion and his creativity and his play calling. You got a rookie free safety back there.
It's tough.
Woo!
Play
That's
going this
also
way, you going this way.
I know Cole had brought this up, and Demon Time just did, saying, "Isn't this a Staley revenge game?" It's not so much a Staley revenge game. Like Staley was with the Niners last season. That kind of they threw him a bone. Like he was
Yeah.
kind of floating. So I don't see this as a Staley revenge game. However, Cole in the chat earlier was just talking about, who knows, but like maybe with his time with the Niners, is he going to have some insights to Kyle's, to the offense, to what have you? Maybe we'll see. I know when the Colts played the Dolphins, Xavier Howard, who is now with the Colts, like really was telling them all about Mike McDaniel's offense
Mm.
in practice leading up to the game. So
It's interesting.
the Colts defense was very well versed on what was coming during that game.
And if
So
I'm not
maybe
mistaken, Staley was like a consultant for the offense with the 49ers, right? Or he
I
worked a
believe
lot
it.
with the offense?
I believe it was the offense. Like everyone was saying defense, but I'm pretty sure it was the offense. So
Yeah.
it, who knows? It won't. It's not going to hurt on Sunday, regardless of
Oh, no.
whatever his role was. One thing that's on my radar, and I put this tweet out, and I put this tweet out even before finding this. I want to give like proper credit. Shout out to who is it? Terrible audio podcasting. I apologize. Shout out to Renhard NFL on Twitter, who posted the week one rolls for every 2025 draft pick. Not everyone, but a lot of people were like, bro, like update this weekly to see like the usage and pick the roll. Cause it's just, if you're a draft Nick, it's just, chef's kiss. I tweeted this earlier today, and this was not meant to be disparaging. Shout out, appreciate you, Cole. Cole said he's heading out, going to bed. This was not meant to be disparaging towards Shuck, because I appreciate them not putting him in there when they feel like he's not ready. All I put that if you are a rebuilding team, that the Saints are where they are right now, because they are right now. Having your 40th overall pick and your 71st pick essentially not play any snaps on week one, not the greatest look. Not the greatest look when you like. It's just not a good look for a team that's rebuilding. And the quickest way to rebuild is drafting young players and having them play. I get the plan on Shuck. I'm sure he's going to get his time this season. I understand that. Because of the running threat that Christian McCaffrey is going to pose on Sunday, I need to see Vernon Broughton and maybe Christian Boyd. I need them, like, you're going to need to stop the run on Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
Broughton and Boyd need to be active, in my opinion, on Sunday.
I agree. And I think it was Daniel Jeremiah he was talking about on this podcast, call it like the bus theory or whatever. Like he was talking about the Browns, but like basically who are these players that are gonna be on my 2026 bus? You know what I'm saying? And that's what the season should be about for the Saints. Like who's gonna be on the bus, as far as like the young players, you know, that's what you're trying to identify. You know what I'm saying? So let's get Vernon Broughton going. We're gonna get to see Sanker because nobody wished injury on Julian Blackman. He was playing well too,
He
but
was.
because he was playing well, Sanker probably wasn't gonna see much of the field. You know what I'm saying? So the good side to the injury is that Sanker's gonna get on the field and you get to find out, okay, this the safety that we drafted in the third round, like let's find out if he's a good player. You know what I'm saying? So is he going to be on the bus in 2026? We need to find out more. We need to find out about Brighton. Fadil Diggs got some play in the first game. He's back on the practice squad. Probably going to get, if Chase Young doesn't go, he's probably going to get brought up again. Let's keep him going to see what he got. Let's get Stutterman on the field. Let's see what these players got. Devin Neal, he got a couple of snaps. Let's get him a couple of more. Like, let's see what we got with these young guys, man. And
You're hitting on it, and even though he's not a drafted young guy, you traded a 4th round pick for Vele.
And he made a clutch catch Sunday, man. Clutch catch, bro. Let's get this. Oh, not to go back to the Arizona game again, but Kellen Moore, cook up some red zone funkiness, bro. Like, we need some. That was some of the most milquetoast red zone stuff I ever seen in my life, bro. I mean, we need some rub routes, bro. Like, we need something that's coming out the backfield. You got a quarterback that can move a little bit, that can run a little bit. Use some of that. I need some more creativity in the red zone because that's where all the creativity happens. Ben Johnson, all those guys, they cook it up in the red zone, man. Like, I need you to come up with something.
Even Ben Johnson had it was a touchdown when they were trying to come back, but he had the play that was like a mixed direction that led to like a wide open touchdown. I was like, something like that,
just something like that, man. Get Moscato wide open in the back of the end zone or something. I don't know, something. You're smarter than me. You got to be able to come up with something.
It's needed, but like you're saying, seeing what these young guys have, and listen, the Saints were competitive in week 1, bro. They were competitive and were entertaining. One thing we probably didn't give a lot of credit to was the punter like Kai Kroger.
Yeah.
Kroger, punting his ass off, bro.
Punting his ass off, man. Come back to me, groupie. Groupie. Get back on track, brother.
He might be discombobulated after what happened. I don't know. So here it is. Do the Saints get their first win on Sunday against a depleted Niners team?
I'm trying to send out good vibes, man. Saints get a dub against the 49ers, man. 49ers. Get a dub.
I'm going. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Don't know how convincing that was, but.
And then after the 49ers, who we get? The Seahawks.
Seahawks in Seattle, and then week 4 is the Bills in Buffalo.
Oh, my God.
Hey, funny thing is, you can run on the Bills.
It's true. That is true. Boy, watching that game the other night is like, man, this is like a different league. Like, what is the Ravens and the Bills?
Nigga, we gotta play these niggas.
This is like a different league. This is not the same league. It's different football. Say so far away from that type of ball, boy. It's like,
It would legitimately never happen. Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't it just be insane if the Saints were 0-3 and went to Buffalo and upset the Bills, bro?
That would be like, that'd be one of the greatest upsets ever, bro. Greatest. And look, it's happened to the Saints before. Like, 0-8 Rams beating the greatest show on turf Saints in 2011 and all kind of stuff. So, I mean, anything, the league is crazy, bro. But it's usually happening to the Saints, not the Saints doing it to somebody else.
Yeah. Like, even if that was like their one, like if that was their, no, they got to be Chicago too. Too. I need that Bears game, bro.
Yes. It's so good.
It felt so good, bro. It felt so good, bro. I was just watching. I was like, oh, I know how this story is about to end.
Yeah, that was fun.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all being a part of just watching. I think Saints Garcia said, I'll be at the Seattle game. Hope it was a good game. I was gonna go to it and I was like, nah, I'm good. Derek said, my daughter told me last week she wants to meet someone she's been dating and then said he's a 49ers fan. I told her, if you give any F's about him, do not bring him around here this weekend. It's not that serious, Derek.
You gonna say Saints fans don't rock like that, man. They gonna fix him and play the gumbo or some shit, man.
It's not that serious.
Gonna talk a little shit, that's it.
Yeah, like it'll be fine. Anyway, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back on Sunday. If you are a Patreon, you can hop in the Zoom with us on Sunday as we live stream the game. We had a lot of people week one. Like, it was packed in there.
Yeah,
on the Zoom. It was fun. Too. It was fun. And then so Sunday the plan is the Zoom will be popping. It'll be live from the YouTube.
So afternoon game, like a late afternoon game?
Nope.
Okay.
Because it's a New Orleans home game.
Right. Oh yeah.
So the Seattle game is a later afternoon game because that's
right.
Game.
Right. Gotcha.
And then we'll do our recap pod. So that's the schedule. So we'll be back Sunday for the Zoom live stream and then the recap pod. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all with that. We are out.
Peace.